This used to be a large city known as Sacktown, or Sacramento. Blackthorn was supposed to be meeting the NCR in a pre-war military bunker somewhere near here. Hold on! I think I'm picking something up on the radio. Someone is sending out a distress signal, but I can't get a clear feed on it. If we trace it back to its source, we may find survivors. The signal must be coming from under all the rubble. We'll need to go on foot to find it. Leaving you here alone. I'll call for reinforcements. Let them know there are survivors in Sacktown that need rescuing. If you need to contact me, my radio frequency is 127.9. And courier, good luck.
Out there. Can you speak? Yes, this is General Blackthorn. Who is this?
Courier 6! How in the world? Look for a way to get this door open. I'm trapped in this room. The radiation leaking into the bunker must have triggered a security parameter in the bunker system that has sealed these doors shut. You need to clear the radiation from the bunker. The passcode to open it is 156. Now quickly, look for it and vent out this radiation. What in the world has happened here? You can't be serious! A nuclear bomb detonated... Rancor. Why on earth would he do this? I knew Rancor and I didn't see eye to eye, but I never imagined he'd do something like this. You'll need to explain all this to me in great detail. But first, you need to get me to safety. I fear this bunker will crumble down on top of us at any moment. Looks like the main exit is blocked by rubble. How did you manage to get in here? There must be some other way out of here. What is the state of the city above? How bad is it? I knew something wasn't right when we first arrived here. The NCR never showed up. But I still can't believe they would ever resort to nuking an entire city. I need to get back to Portland as soon as possible and sort this out. Action needs to be taken against those who are responsible. And I'll deal with Rancor personally. Thank God. We made it out. But it looks like our ride out of here has already arrived.
General Blackthorn, sir. Do you need any medical attention?
No, I'm fine. Just get me the hell out of here.
Yes, sir. Hold on there. I'm detecting high levels of radiation coming from you. I'm gonna need to remove all your gear before boarding the vertibird. We'll return your gear once it's decontaminated.
You guys showed up right on time. How'd you know where to find us?
We got word that Sacktown was nuked and came as soon as we could to look for survivors. We managed to pick up your distress signal and traced it to you.
Damn fine work. Especially you, courier. You risked gullification just to save my wrinkled ass. I can't thank you enough for it. But now I need you to explain everything you know about this nuke and how Rancor is behind it. If what you have said so far is true, Rancor will have a lot of explaining to do.
Then allow for me to explain. This is where your run ends.
Rancor! Why?
I could pick from a list of reasons why. Being a nemesis to the Legion's savagery, posing a threat to the NCR's corrupt power structure, or how about the fact that you're just another power-hungry warmonger who uses his soldiers as cannon fodder? No different than Kimball. But I digress. I didn't do this to make the world a better place. You simply had what I wanted. You were nothing more than a stepping stone for me.
Is that all you care about? Your own personal gain? You're a menace!
At least I'm not the ideological type. I learned that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I think that makes me less of a menace than someone such as yourself. But enough talk. I just need you to die now. loose-ended tie-up. This is nothing personal, courier. You were just in the right place at the right time. Blackthorn always believed you were the solution to all of his problems. I used that belief to destroy him. That part was easy. The real challenge was you, courier. I'll be honest, I've underestimated you. I didn't expect you to even survive the Legion's capture and torture at the start. I expected you to die up on that cross. But instead, you came back alive and more resourceful than ever. You quickly rose to the top, restored Blackthorn's reputation, and nearly compromised my entire plan. It was no longer enough just to destroy Blackthorn. I now had to destroy you. It's almost a shame, too. You remind me a lot of myself. But this is where your run ends. I'll tell you what, I'll do you a favor. Make this quick.
Standing on the edge of the crater, like the prophets once said, and the ashes all are cold now, no more bullets, and the embers are dead. Whispers in the air tell the tales of the brothers gone. Desolation, devastation. What a mess we made when it all went wrong.
As you've all heard correctly, Blackthorn is dead. He was killed by an atomic blast that has wiped out an entire city in California. I've confirmed this nuke to have been launched by none other than the courier. Kimball fired the first shot with an atomic bomb of all things. His reign of terror must come to an end today.
Course for Shady Sands.
Not just yet. There's still one last loose end to tie up here in the frontier. It'll also be a good opportunity.
Rancor is now headed for the NCR capital as we speak. If we don't do something now, it'll be too late. We just need to get onto the Liberator and expose Rancor. You've done a lot of good for the NCR in the frontier. I'm sure many will take your word over Rancor's. We just need to get on that airship and let them know the truth.
Our airship. They claim to be first recon with urgent news.
Shoot it down.
Are you sure?
Blow it out of the damn sky.
Listen, we're just here to stop Rancor. He is the one responsible for launching the nuke at Sacktown and killing Blackthorn. Rancor has been operating under orders from members of the NCR Congress. He's been deceiving us all.
We've seen the security footage of you and the courier leaving the nuclear facility shortly after the nuke launched from there. The atomic explosion could be seen in the distance as you two stood there and watched. I take it that you were admiring your handiwork. Pretty damning evidence if you ask me. What evidence do you have to back up your claims? Nothing? I thought so. That's irrelevant. It made no difference to me. You wanted to avoid destroying the Liberator so it could be seized afterwards. Perhaps you wanted to make a statement. Maybe you just couldn't pass up the opportunity to launch a nuke. You still can't prove I was ever at the nuclear facility in the first place. Sure, go ahead. Whoever else wants to be executed along with these traitors, be my guest.
I got the courier's back on this one.
The courier has shown he can be trusted. I owe him my life.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm siding with the courier.
The courier risked everything just to save me. I got your back, courier.
The courier has done good for us, even when he didn't have to. I'll stand with the courier.
The courier's got my support.
The courier's no fucking pushover. I'll place my bet on him.
So you managed to gain a few loyalists. It makes no difference. They'll die along with you.
Watch out, courier! I'm about to make short work of these fools. I've been secretly taking this Titan out on joyrides when no one was around. Just watch what I can do with it.
What's happening with everything?
The ship's been hacked! Navigation, weapon systems, defenses! I've lost control of it all!
You've got to be fucking kidding me!
Surrender now! It's over!
We still have the Archimedes 2 death ray, correct?
Yes, it's still online. I have the Seafinder right here.
Fire it on our position.
Say what now?
Fire on the Liberator. Blast a hole through the hull of the ship. Do it now!
Have you lost your mind? That'll kill us all!
Rancor, stop! This is not how this has to end!
Fuck you! Fuck the NCR! Fuck the Legion! Fuck the whole goddamn world! If I'm going down, I'm taking everyone down with me!
Fuck, he's lost it! Find some cover! Get up! We need to get out of here! Come on! We need to head for the flight deck! I can't believe it. All has been lost. Forget Rancor. We've already lost. We've lost everything. Rancor will never get away with this. I'll make sure of it, even if it kills me. we waiting for? Let's kill this bastard already!
Any sudden movement and we'll blow you out of the sky. Identify yourself.
I'm a firing my labor!
So here we are, Courier. Just you and me now, or all that's left. This isn't how I imagined it to play out, but things don't always go according to plan. This story starts way back when the Legion first conquered my tribe in Arizona. The Legion were savages who didn't hesitate to slaughter anyone who didn't submit to them. I was only 16 at the time, but I understood exactly what they wanted out of me. When they ordered me to kill my parents, I didn't hesitate. I was never loyal to the Legion, but I did what I had to rise above. I quickly rose up the chain of command and in short time made the rank of Freeman. They gave me the name Dolus. I was then ordered by Kaiser to infiltrate the NCR in California back before they had even expanded into the Mojave. It didn't take long for me to unravel the corruption within the NCR. NCR politics is largely dominated by oligarchies, all fighting one another for power. I easily took advantage of it by making myself into an asset for some of their members by digging up dirt on their political rivals. In exchange, they made me a part of their inner workings. Eventually, I was tasked with spying on General Blackthorn, who from the beginning was suspected of potentially mounting a rebellion against Kimball's NCR. In fact, the oligarchies pushed for it. They made sure Blackthorn's troops would always receive the short end of the stick in hopes it would push Blackthorn over the edge. An open rebellion against President Kimball would weaken him politically and allow the oligarchies to maintain their grasp over the NCR. After Blackthorn had exiled himself to the frontier, I had no trouble gaining his trust from the time I spent fighting alongside him during the Brotherhood Wars. He even trusted me enough to make me his top reconnaissance agent and second in command. I was now effectively a triple agent, and none were the wiser. The discovery of the Liberator beneath Phoenix Airport raised the stakes on everything. I saw the opportunity to finally rise above it all. I just had to pull the right strings at the right time. The plan now was to weaken Blackthorn's reputation enough for me to take his place and to take the Liberator for myself. This is when you came into play, Courier. Your arrival to the frontier opened up the opportunity for me to use you to ruin Blackthorn. Once I had confirmed you were the legendary Courier 6 that Blackthorn so idealized, I quickly made the arrangements to ensure you would end up on that bridge where the Legion would already be waiting to ambush and capture you. When Blackthorn sent his army to rescue you, I informed the Legion when and where they would come to maximize casualties. I even pulled some strings and managed to get the Legion a fully operational tank. But most importantly, I put the odds against Wolfpack surviving the attack every step of the way, including supplying the Legion with the very tank busters used to down Wolfpack's vertibird. With Wolfpack eliminated and half of Blackthorn's army wasted over a crippled legend, a mutiny had begun to spark up against Blackthorn. At this point, everything was going according to plan, until you happened to foil all of it. Had to come up with a new plan. Tried drugging and brainwashing you to kill Blackthorn, but that failed. Finally, I came up with the scheme of launching a nuke at Blackthorn and framing you for it. However, even when it seemed I'd finally achieved my goal, you always managed to come back and fuck everything up. I think the plan now will be to just kill you and ensure you never again come back from the dead. I'd say it was a good one. I have no regrets. This is a fucked world we live in, and there's no changing that. You won't get far in this world by questioning your choices. It's always do or die. I chose to embrace the world as it is and rise above it all. Whatever happened along the way, that's just how it is. So no, I have no remorse for how the world is, always has been, and always will be. Go ahead and try to take it from me. Let's not keep the devil waiting.
It's done. Rancor's dead, and you have the Seafinder. There's nothing more for us to do here. I've already radioed for someone to pick us up and take us back to Portland. They'll be here shortly. It's up to you. I trust you'll know what to do with it. I've just gotten word of a bright light wiping out most of California. Courier, you didn't. What have you done? You've killed them! You've destroyed everything! You killed them all! Oh boy.
And so came to an end the courier's exploits in the frontier. With Rancor and Blackthorn dead, and the NCR in complete disarray, much of the exiles disbanded. However, there were those who stayed behind. There were some who saw it as an opportunity to begin life as a vigilante peacekeeper, whilst others took the dark path and became the very thing they vowed to destroy. Whilst the airport was overrun by scavengers, they did not take up arms against the NCR civilians. Soon after, what remained of Goose Hollow became a town run by the scavs. It prospered, but would, on one fateful day, burn to the ground as Junkfleet's mayor sought to erase all traces of the exiles. Ashley Jane Terra, now one of the few remaining high-level members of the NCR exiles, found herself in an impossible situation. She was forced to either abandon the now splintered exiles or rebuild them from the ground up. She took the chance to learn from Blackthorn's mistakes and began peacekeeping efforts. Though successful at first, she eventually found herself disillusioned by the endeavor and decided to leave the exiles entirely without notice, walking into a blizzard never to be seen again. Perhaps it was fate that resulted in Gray never seeing the day the exiles fell. He believed in the NCR, and as he stood in the cold, waiting for death, he never once faltered from what he thought was his duty. With Valerius dead and Ostia destroyed, the Northern Legion quickly disbanded. Most simply integrated into the native scav population, or used their fighting skill to form raider gangs. A choice few returned to the Legion fort, where Caesar had them put to the cross for their failure. As the war subsided, Junkfleet began to prosper. No longer relying on selling information on factions, they were able to begin more legal operations. Utilizing Junkfleet's water reservoirs and ample space, large swaths of the underground were turned into hydroponic areas. Though the courier would never meet the mayor would eventually become a very powerful figure, albeit from the shadows. As the threat of the war passed, the mayor could no longer tolerate the slums' lawlessness. The guards moved through the slums like fire, arresting or executing the worst of the criminals. The slums would still be considered dangerous, but they would never again be as toxic as they once were. With no guardian to protect them, the Church of Eternal Life was quickly wiped out by violent outsiders in search of their treasure. Irvington continued to prosper, even as more and more people began to grow sick. After years of suffering and dozens dead, Dr. Pavus finally created a cure for the disease. With the plague ended, Irvington would grow to rival Junkfleet in size and influence, becoming a beacon of civilization in Portland. Salt Town continued to be prosperous, but some years after the war, mutated ants flooded out of the mine, destroying the town. Salt Town was soon abandoned, its ruins left to the ants. With the NCR's victory in the frontier, Jolene slipped quietly back into the ranks of the NCR Espionage Division, assisting in the cleanup. And so it came to an end, the Courier's magnum opus, a final adventure to the unknown. The road to Hoover Dam now lay before the courier, an empty slate to be carved. Because war never changes.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror, what do you see? You see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry. Making you cry. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Oh, some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. I made mistakes. I'm only human. It's all it takes to put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. 'Cause I'm no prophet or Messiah. You should go looking somewhere higher. I'm only human after all. I'm only human.
Also, the Enclave. The Enclave are Trump supporters.
Enclave. Joining the Enclave is such a... It's just a power fantasy. There is nothing meaningful in what they do. They are designed as
a fascist power fantasy.
A fascist power fantasy, yes. They are designed as a one-dimensional faction to act as the big bad guys